Some studies suggest that being lonely is as bad as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. People have now gone into a friendship recession where people openly admit that they don't have any close friend with whom they can share anything. But the problem is, they are not ready to accept that they are lonely in the first place. You need a shoulder to cry on or share any of your feelings, and now it has been less likely to be shared with a friend. As a society, we change with the circumstances around us. The technology has took a very great leap, and so does our relationship with work. But one thing that has been underappreciated and never look out for is the friendship. In today's In today's episode, I want to talk to you about loneliness and how to overcome it. Let me start it by telling you a story. Peter is sitting in a restaurant with a group of people. Some were his friends and some were his friends' friends. As the time passed by, he found out it was very difficult for him to be into the conversation as he felt left out, and thinks that it would be better if the time passed by and he gets back home and watches a new web series. But for once, the conversation around turned into movies. Out of the blue, Peter asked, "Anyone does like Marvel movies here?" Some laughed while some said no. Jack replied, "No, I don't watch them at all." Peter looked at Jack and asked, "Why don't you watch Marvel movies?" Jack replied, "They are all the same." And everyone said yes in unison. Peter took a very good pause and asked, "What kind of movies are you into, Jack?" And the conversation ensued for 3 long hours. And when everyone left, they became very good friends with Peter. Somehow, in this world, we have given importance to the part where people should feel lonely or have a lone wolf mentality. But why did this happen in the first place? Why do we feel lost in connection with the people or our friends in the first place itself? Let's look at it in deep. At the root, a conversation is formed in two ways. World taking an interest in you taking an interest in the world. And sadly, people who are lonely are those who are waiting for the world to take an interest in them. Just like Peter wasn't indulging in the conversation in the first place, he was waiting for someone to ask him some question. But when Peter started to ask the other people, when he started to become interested in Jack's perspective, the conversation ensued for 3 long hours and they became a very good friend at the end. This tells us how a conversation or a connection is formed. When you take an interest in the world around you, you will never feel lonely, even if you're alone, because if you start taking interest in the world, you will be actively participating in the world around you. Even if you're alone, you will be interested in exploring the world around you, like art, music, or painting. By taking a complete interest in your surroundings, your mind will never create a space for loneliness. And truth to be told, if you are someone who can be interested in others' world, then you are in control of the time and energy you want to spend with the world around you. This completes my exploration with being loneliness and how to overcome it. It's high time that we understand that communication gap is removed due to the help of technology. Social media has taken a very huge plunge, but the connection is lost, and we need to regard this. And we need to be interested in the other person so that the other person gets an interest in us. Thank you for sticking this long till the end of this podcast. Do let me know what your thoughts about this topic, and please follow me on Instagram and Spotify. Thank you for listening. Bye.